And welcome back to the Friday Night Sports Show. We've got the Riverland football on the way. Also, we've got some mid-southeastern football, so we're looking forward to that. At the moment, just got a couple of technical things that we're going to be working through to get us back on order. And so, yeah, some gremlins in the system, Jace, but let's get to mid-southeastern. We might just do a quick run-through of the scores because 19-10, 124 to Kalangadoo, 10 and Urla, 4-12-36. A big win to Kalangadoo there.
It was. The Magpies going beautifully, and we'd expected that result. We expected this result as well. Glencoe 33-17, 215. Nangwarry 5-6-36.
Another hour on Flow FM with more.
Yep, keep going.
We were interrupted there. Hatherleigh 25-11, 161. Congrenong 13-7, 85. And in the close one, it was Port Mac in a really good game against Mount Burr, 10-14, 74, and Mount Burr 9-14, 68. It's just one goal in it. Of course, our very own Roe Roosters had the bye, and we'll talk about what's to come for them later in the show.
Yeah, we certainly will. It is going to be a really important round of football when they take on Coongarong, and I reckon that let's have just a quick look at what's ahead. Port MacDonald get Tananoola at Port MacDonald. Port MacDonald will win that easily.
I would have thought so. I think if we go to Hatherleigh and Glencoe, that should be match of the round stuff. And, I'm not sure here. I think Glencoe might just get the job done. Kalangadoo, they will take on Nangwarry. And that should be an interesting game for about 5 minutes before Kalangadoo absolutely blow that one to smithereens. And then, of course, we've got our very own Roe Roosters taking on Congrenong. So Mount Burr will have the bye. We've got the team working behind the scenes, and I reckon Flowman might have actually someone on the line from the Roe Roosters to have a chat about this one.
Oh, I certainly have got the Roe Rooster boys and none other than their star, Jared Dawson. Hey, Jared, how are you? Yep, we've got Jared. How are you, Jared?
Yeah, good, Wayne. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Your club has got a massive game against Coongarong this weekend after having the bye last weekend. Is everyone freshened up and ready to go?
Yeah, everyone's pretty fresh. Very good on the track this week, so ready to go.
And when you say ready to go at a senior level, any ins and outs for the club?
We had a couple of injuries, against Hadley, so a couple of blokes go out, and a couple of young fellas come back in. So should be raring to go and pretty much fully fit. Okay,
should beat Coongarong, shouldn't you, in the senior match?
I don't know, they're a bit up and down Coongarong, so a bit of a danger game for us, I think. So not going to take them lightly, that's for sure.
One of those banana peel games. So what about the rest of the club? The reserves, the junior Colts, the Colts. How are they all shaping up against Congrenong as far as you know?
The junior Colts have got a few college kids that have gone back. The senior Colts have a few college kids that have gone back to school. So, they'll be a bit lighter on, but they've still got some good local lads. So I think they should be all right. Reserves are shaping up all right. Junior Colts are going pretty good too. So, right.
Yeah, junior Colt match I reckon is going to be actually a beauty because Coongarong are in 4th place and Robe are in 6th place, and to me that's not that much in it. So a real chance for the young Rooster boys to get themselves up there in the senior Colts. If you look at it, Robe top of the table, take on 5th place Coongarong. I think they can get a win done there. And the Twos, they've been the success story of the season, haven't they, Jared? They've just they've taken all before them, but Coongarong are always good in their reserves, and they are actually 3rd place to your 5th.
Yeah, the reserves have got a lot more numbers this year, which is good for us. And like you say, Coongarong always got a good B grade reserve side. So, it'll be a tough game, but hopefully the boys can get up for it.
Good stuff. Short, sharp and shiny tonight, Jared. No matches to review, so we'll leave it there for tonight. All the best to you and your Roe Roosters this weekend against Congrenong, and we look forward to reviewing that next week.
No worries. Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Wayne. Cheers.
Houseboats, Riverlocks, the Big Orange and Lemons. Lock it in. It's time for the Riverland Football League.
Riverland footy time, and it is the Friday Night Sports Show, repeated on Saturday morning. The Flow Man with Beaver Venning. He joins us now. G'day, Ben. How are you?
Yeah, good, Wayne.
Look, I know that it's hard to come on the radio after Wakefield got a loss because, they don't lose too often, but Loxton have done the job, 13-7-85 to beat the Magpies 9-10-64. Beaver, the Loxton Tigers are back.
Yep, they're up and about, and it's been a long time, so it was interesting being in their club rooms after the game. It was full and chockers and, people up and about, and it's good for them and good for the competition. They've been down for a while now, and to have them back up and about is good for the comp. So, they've done some hard work. They got Dylan Millard across from Barmera, who's, went out and got couple of good recruits from the Evans boys and got their local ones back, like the Gutschkis and the Fishers, and, really bolstered their stocks, and they were really good on the weekend. Evans was their best. Gutschki had a really good game. Yeomans, Fisher in the middle as well, and one of the other Evans boys had a good game, Millard, their coach, and up front they had a few of the kicks and goals as well. Romeo, Eagle, Pont all kicking 2, the rest singles. For us, Leaky Exton tried his best all day. Hamish Bigwood in for his first game for our club. Had a good game. Geeman and Miller also had some good games and the best players. Spencer tried his best with 3 and Moons 2. They were just too good, Wayne. We came out and got a jump on them. We had the wind and, kicked 5 goals, 3 to their 1 goal 1. In the second quarter there, they caught right up to us. We didn't score, and, they got 5 goals to go in at the break with a bit of a lead. And then in the third quarter, you thought with the wind we'd come back, but we, they kicked 4 and we kicked 1, and that was probably the end of the game. And, from there on, and in the last quarter, we all, scored the same amount of goals. But no, good win to them, 21-point winners, and they're the team to beat at the moment, Wayne.
They are. Mickey Zerner and that team there at Loxton Irrigation would be absolutely pumped with this result, that is for sure. Well done. And look, Jace, the Renmark, the Rovers, 18-19-127, beat Barmera Monash 2-3-15. A massive win by those Rovers.
Did it easy, really, didn't they? Far too good, over 100 points, and in anybody's language, that is a bare-bottom spanking, Beaver. Yeah,
no, it wasn't good for the Roos on the weekend. Obviously, they've lost a few players from a couple of years ago. They brought a few old players back in that played for the club years ago. Benny Fisher's back in. I see he got in the best. Wilden's back as well from Mildura. Mason Middleton, over playing league at West Adelaide. So they've got some good players in there. And, they performed on the weekend, getting the best. And Mason was the only one that kicked any goals for him, kicking 2. But when you look through the Rovers, Renmark's lineup is, full of class. And Wolford was their best. Agostino back from West Adelaide, second best. Wolford, who's, won the medal here before. Haynes, Zunic, Garrett. Zunic kicking 4. Charlton, one of their other new guys, kicking 3. They're a powder, a good football club this year. Obviously just went down to Loxton a few weeks ago, but to come out and beat the Roos by over 100 points, they're the real deal, Renmark, and something we've got to keep an eye on in the future.
Indeed. The other game, of course, Loxton North, and I tipped them to beat Berry here, and way wrong. Berry obviously got a few back, 11-6-72. Loxton North, 7-11-53. Beaver, what happened here?
Yeah, look, I guess we played Berry in the first round, and they were missing a few in that first game. Big Jason Papa Sutherland, he was missing. He came out in his first game and kicked 3 in the weekend. Also, I think Jolly's back in the side now as well. He's had experience in the SANFL as well, so a couple of big ins for him. Brodie Thompson, after having a year at Centrals last year, was their best. Langford, Penaluna, Teesdale, Voigt and Saffoletti's all had good games. Saf also kicking goals. You don't see Saf kick goals very often. He's normally, down back, but he kicked 3 as well. Reese Lehman 2, just too good in the end. Loxton North, Lockie Henschke back, he was their best. Kicked a couple of goals as well. Keenan Wilch kicked 3. Joel Worsford, Josh Nelson, Michael Scott, the other better players for him. But, Demon's too good, and, they're sitting 4th on the ladder, and it's probably the first time they've been there for a while.
Oh, I tell you what, Beaver, it is a good round of football. This one, we've got the big one between Berry and Loxton Will start favourite here.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't go past Loxton at the moment. To come out and beat Wakery like they did last week, it's huge for them. And, Raph Little and Pont giving them something up forward to kick 2. Gutschke through the middle. The Evans boys look dangerous. Millard down back. They'll have to keep an eye on Big Pumper for Berry. I see his name at full forward, so probably Teely will go to him. Saffoletti's is having some good footy at the moment. Brodie Thompson in ruck, so he'll be up against Big Craig Fisher. But yeah, look, I think even though it's at Berry's home ground, I think Loxton are the team to beat at the moment in the comp, and I think they'll win this one.
Yeah,
I would think so too. Loxton North, they'll host Renmark, and you'd think Renmark will start clear favourites here too. But Loxton North a little bit up and down. Who knows what they'll produce?
Yeah, look, should be an interesting game. I think it's sort of lining up at the moment, just looking at the results. There's probably going to be 3 teams that are going to, probably be up the top this year, and maybe Berry fourth, and Barmer and Loxton North look like they may struggle this year. I see Michael Arnold's back in this week for Loxton North, so hopefully he can kick some goals for them. They'll be looking to Hampel and Scott and Worsfold in the midfield, but they're up against, some good players there for Renmark with Timmy Walford in great form. Agostino back from West Adelaide. I noticed Joshy Vader's name this weekend, so I thought Josh gets a bit more footy. He's been injured, but they've named him, so maybe he's back as well. They'll be looking to Zunic and Obbs to kick some goals for Renmark, but I think just on paper, Renmark far too good, and they should have an easy win.
Yeah, Vader back into that side is just another strengthening unit in their midfield. But what about this? Will all 3 away clubs win? I'd say so. Waikerie head over to the lakeside at Barmera.
Yeah, hopefully, Wayne. I mean, you look at that result against Renmark on the weekend, and Barmer obviously struggling a little bit. Probably the keys for us is to make sure Mason Middleton doesn't kick too many goals. Butterworth in the midfield is a great player, and I expect to see him play quite well. So him and Moons will probably go at it, and it'll be a good duel. Matty Taylor up against Farley in the ruck should be interesting. Jakey Smith's back in the side this week as well for Barmer, so he's a huge in, as well as Jack Self. Both have played in their premiership wins in the past, so that'll bolster them a little bit. For us, we need to find a way to kick some goals. Now we've lost Mumford up forward. We've got Cooper Mackliff's name there at full forward tomorrow. Miller, Braun up forward as well. So hopefully these guys can take some marks and kick some goals. But going on results, I'd like to think we can get up there, Waikerie, and have a win.
All right, now, let's get to Independent. It was Wonka, 12-10-82, Blanchetown Swanreach 1-1-7. Beaver, Blanchetown Swanreach kicked 30 goals the week before, and Anthony got 16. This time they got 1 goal, and Anthony got 1.
Yeah. No, look, I think you'll find Brownswell, who they played the week before, are really struggling. There's already talk that this could be Brownwell's last year in the comp, talk of them folding next year already. So that's the reason there. I think you'll find Brownswell are going to be right down the bottom, and Blanchetown obviously come up against them the other week, and Anthony had a day out. But, the Wonka Bulldogs, they've got a lot of young ones in this year, and they're up and about, and had a good win over the BSR Redbacks.
Gee whiz, I'm worried about what Wonka will do to the Brownswell down the track. But Paringa, it was their turn to kick a cricket score this week, 24-21-64. Brownswell 2-2-14, 150 points even.
Yeah, big win to Paringa. Obviously they're a great side. They've always been up around the mark every year, and they continue on their way again this year.
Low-scoring game. Ramco got over St Anne Canberra. A little upset maybe, and maybe sign of things to come. Ramco could be right up there this year, 7-11-4-10.
Yeah, look, I think they might be, early flag favourites. To have a good win over St Anne Canberra, they're always up there and have a good side. Ramco have got some good players, stole a couple from Waikerie as well, so they'll be up and about, and good win by them.
Indeed. This week's round of Riverland Independent, my boys Cobb Dog are well rested. They take on Blanchetown Swanreach. If they can control Anthony, they should win.
Yep, I agree. I think Cobby recruited well this year. They'll be in the top 4, and I think they'll have an easy win this weekend over BSR.
And Paringa take on Sedan Cambrai. Of course, these two sides played off in a grand final a couple of years ago in Independent. I'm going with Paringa at home to upset Sedan Cambrai.
Yeah, I'm going to go against you, Wayne. I think this will be definitely match of the round. Could go either way. It's hard to pick. I know Paringa are very hard to beat, but I've just got a feeling that Sedan Cambrai might win this one.
And I alluded to this earlier. The Bulldogs of Wonka, they will head out to take on the boys from Brownswell, and oh dear.
Yeah, I agree. Joe, I think you might have a good win here, mate. Look, I think Bombers are going to be in for a long year, and even one of my clients who plays for them says they're really struggling. So I think the Bulldogs will have a good win here over the Bombers.
It's a good weekend of Riverland football. The Beaver is back. He didn't mention it earlier in the game that was covered, but he was the best player for Waikerie in that loss. So
time to swing him forward, I reckon.
He's got some talents to the Beaver. He can rack up the numbers if you need to in the ruck too.
It's amazing what money can buy, boys.
Good on you, Beaver.
Good stuff, Beaver. We'll catch you next week.
BVMS Chartered Accountants, a passionate team of local experienced professional advisors ready to help you with all aspects of your business or personal accounting needs. Client-driven and results-focused, from general accounting and audits to self-managed super funds and taxation, and specialising in agriculture clientele, with offices in Waikerie, Berry and now in Loxton, plus visiting the Mallee regularly. Contact BVMS Chartered Accountants today and see how they can make things easier for you. BVMS Chartered Accountants. Locals counting on locals. Visit bvms.com.au.
Roe Roosters Football Club proudly acknowledges our major sponsors.
The Caledonian in Robe. Great food, live music, fireside drinks. Don't miss the Cali for a night out with friends. Brucey's Southeast Collision Repairs. Because when it comes to the crunch, at Brucey's, you're always in safe hands. Top Line Promotions. The very best in promotional merchandise for over 30 years. Top service at top prices. Toplinepromotions.com.au.
Go the Mighty Roosters.
Around here, we love our Golden Grain. And we love our Golden Grain Hotel. Open from 11 a.m 7 days a week. And meals available every night. With theme nights 4 nights a week. Including burgers, pizza, steaks and Thursday nights a schnitzel night. Grab a feed for $15. Affordable for all the family. There's even a kids menu too. Locals or travellers just coming off the highway into the main street and find the Golden Grain Hotel. And shearers, farmers and spud farmers order your takeaway meals. Check the website for menus, meal specials, accommodation and upcoming events. Golden Grain Hotel, Pinaroo.com or follow on Facebook.
It's all under one roof at Walter Agencies, your local CRT rural and farm supplier in Lameroo. You'll find Broadacre Chemicals, sheep and animal health, with suitable advice on animal husbandry, even pet foods and supplies, along with hardware supplies from Polypipe water tanks and fittings to concrete and poly troughs, plus boots from Bluntstone, Rossi, Steel Blue and Boggs rubber boots. And the friendly service you always get at Walter Agencies, your local CRT rural and farm supplier in Lameroo. 44 Railway Terrace North or phone 8576 3311.
The home of the Mallee Stump. And rippin' good footy, the Mallee Football League.
It's the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, repeated 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. Saturday morning. Happy birthday to Stacey Mirza Bruin from Murrayville. Got that from Nicole McMahon. She forgot to mention it during the netball earlier on, Flow Man. So
did she?
Just thought I'd sneak that in ahead of the footy report.
I know that we've got Ben Hooper with us, who is getting the last lick of paint going at the Tintinara Clubroom facility. G'day, Ben. How are you?
Evening, Jason Flowman.
How's your painting skills going, Ben?
Oh, they're not great at the best of times, and there's an extra bit of pressure to get it up ready for Jason's arrival tomorrow. So.
I'm looking forward to it, mate. I'm riding into town on a donkey, just so you know. Looking forward to it. Should be very interesting. We'll be calling the game, but let's go back and have a look at last week first, shall we? And what a game of football at Canalpin last week, but it was those Lameroo boys that got the job done. 10-14-74 over BDT, 9-12-66. Good game.
Absolute cracker. You're spot on. Yeah, Lameroo kicked a goal on the siren to make it 8 points, so it's pretty much 2 points for that last quarter. So great observing for the punters, and really was a good game.
What a beauty. Murrayville 9-11-125 beat Karoonda 10-3-63. And I tell you what, this Murrayville side are really starting to gel together.
Spot on, yeah. That all reports are that they're getting stronger and stronger each week, but the way they're going about it, really strong at the ball, good run off half-back, kicking, sharing the goals across the board. So looking like a bit of a complete unit, and they'll be up and about, going for 3 in a row for the first time in a few years, the boys.
Indeed. O'Toole 3, Lewis 3, Franks 3, Bailey 3, Worsfold 2, Raddock 2. There you go. They share the goals around. Now, John booted 6 for Karoonda. Brown booted 3, but was Murrayville's day.
It was a good day. Pinaroo had a good day. 21-14, 140 have beaten the Peak Lions 6-6-42. And if you don't mind, have Pinaroo announced maybe that they are looking for premiership this year, these boys in the Kangaroo outfit?
Oh, I think you're right. It was, they've got a few out as well, but the usual suspects, O'Driscoll and Hyde, just absolutely exceptional talent and leading those boys very well. I think it was a bit of a foregone conclusion at half time. The punters there got a bit socially excited and they partook very heavily in the players' auction later in the evening. So there's a few farmers out there had to sell a few extra sheep. Big life member of the Mallee Footy League, Megsy Teal, he got himself in a bit of trouble last week, I heard.
That's fantastic.
Oh, where's the sheep in the paddock? They've gone to market. For what purpose? The auction. What auction?
We'll buy that new header next year.
Maroney 5, Keogh and Vince 3 apiece, Perkins 2 for Peake, and he was among their better players along with Druid and Clements, while Maroney, Vince, Jenna, O'Driscoll, Hyde and Heitzy did the job for their side. Moving to round 4 action, and it's going to be Karoonda playing Peake, and there's a bit going on out at the Karoonda Footy Club there, Ben.
Absolutely, yeah. A couple of, massive injury, massive out to young Shane Peake. He's had a blinding start of the season, and unfortunately for him, he's done something to his knee. It's medium strain, so he's got at least 6 weeks out, or potentially 6 weeks out on the sideline. So big blow to those boys.
They could not afford to lose him. He's a star. Peake should take full toll of that, you'd think, and win it, Karoonda.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going against you there. I'm not sure about this. Peake are a bit short too, and the old boys are warming up the boots too. Yakka Weckett out there, and Toby looking like they might have to put on the boots themselves. So I'm actually going to tip Karoonda in a bit of a boil over at home. I reckon they're going to put it together. They've got a couple of old wise heads coming back in, Jared Woodward and Corey Knight. Despite young Peake going out, I reckon they're going to pull themselves together and have a real red-hot crack there.
Might not make it to Tintinara. Might have to go left instead of right, Flo, man. Head up to Karoonda and pull on that Lions jumper.
I'll tell you what, if you made it to Lameroo, you'd be at the match of the day for mine. This is going to be a belter. It's the Lameroo play Pinaroo. What have the Hawks got? And then Pinaroo's form has been magnificent.
He's just dropped out.
All right, we've lost Ben. You go on and tell me what you reckon about that.
Well, it's one of the better games of football of the year. Lameroo have been in really good form. Pinaroo, premiership favourites. So I think coming to Lameroo, the Battle of the Roos, the Super Roos for mine will get the job done and probably win by 5 or 6 goals here, pulling away, because they are a very, very good side. But Lameroo, if you... if they can get their young ones firing, they'll be right around the money. While Flowman tries to get Hoops back on the line, we'll move down to Tintinara, where BDT will host Murrayville. And I think, have we got Hoops back on the line?
Hoops is back. He just had to nip off. That's why we lost him. He was doing some painting. Hoops, you're back with us. Can you beat Murrayville, the visitors from Victoria? You're going to host them on this new club room, this new deck area, this magnificent kitchen facility. And I know Hoops has got the chef hat on the lot out there. But how are you going to host these new people that are coming from Murrayville?
Oh, you're absolutely right. The pressure's on. We need to step up. Our starts have been appalling. Like, we gave away 6 or 7 goals last week to Lameroo in the first quarter. So if we're not switched on, those Murrayville boys, they certainly will be. They're going for 3 in a row, like I said, for the first time in a long time, up and about. So we must start well, and I'm hoping that we get across the line in a tight one. I reckon our boys will pull together. We're starting to gel a bit more. We've got young Lachlan Mill and Chad Kennett in the back line and midfield doing a great job. Young Wardy, young 16-year-old young fella, to kick 5 goals in the A grade on a couple of injuries. He's had to hold us together up there. I think the boys will get around him and we'll do a good job.
All right, I'm with you, BDT, the Crows. Flow, man. Quick tip, Hoops, on, we covered it while we lost you, but Lameroo and Pinaroo, who's going to win that one, you reckon?
Oh, absolute cracker. I think Pinaroo in a close one, but I did want to mention, I like the way young Nick Martins went about it last week. We talk about the Mallee stump here, but the boy from Cow over there at the Black Stump, his parents in the commercial hotel over there.
Oh, yeah.
He was exceptional. He was hard at it and run hard, worked hard all day. And I reckon he's a real important gel unit in that team. He's pulling them together. So I like the way he went about it.
Good stuff. Great to have you, Ben Hooper, on board. You get back to the painting, and we'll look forward to hearing the reports from the MFL TV team and the great Jason Regan as he enters the throng there at BDT at the new Tintinara club rooms. We'll catch up with you next week.
Night, gentlemen.
BVMS Chartered Accountants, a passionate team of local experienced professional advisors ready to help you with all aspects of your business or personal accounting needs. Client-driven and results-focused, from general accounting and audits to self-managed super funds and taxation, and specialising in agriculture clientele, with offices in Waikerie, Berry and now in Loxton, plus visiting the Mallee regularly. Contact BVMS Chartered Accountants today and see how they can make things easier for you. BVMS Chartered Accountants. Locals counting on locals. Visit bvms.com.au.
The team at Nutrien Ag Solutions, Burn Ag in Lameroo and Karoonda, are passionate about providing soil and livestock nutrition products and information that assists farmers with the best farm management practices. They also provide fertiliser and soil testing services, agronomy, animal health and insurance, along with the livestock services of Keller Livestock, Nutrien Ag Solutions, plus Mark Egan with Real Estate Nutrien Harcourts. There for farmers. Talk to the team today. Nutrien Ag Solutions, Burn Ag in Lameroo and Karoonda, helping Australia grow.
If it's big and it digs, Southeast Excavations in Robe has it and know how to use it. Ask about your next project, from subdivisions, road construction, block levelling, supply and install of septic systems, or limestone and sand from their licensed mines. Southeast Excavations have the right equipment and get the job done quickly and professionally. If it's big and it digs, Southeast Excavations Robe has it. Find us at seexcavations.com.
The siren sounds and the team at Kevin Wright Plumber and Gas Fitter are fit and ready for the big plays. Call into the showroom and see their huge range of Onga pumps on display. They're the only choice with an Onga pump for your every need: stock water, irrigation, rainwater, submersibles. Be on the winning team with your local trusted Onga pump dealer and service agent, Kevin Wright Plumber and Gas Fitter, providing expert advice for all your pump needs and plumbing as well. Servicing Kingston and surrounding districts. Phone today, 87672070.
In Robe and looking for something to do? Robe Auto and Marine can help. Explore the trails and paddle the lakes with mountain bikes, canoes, paddleboards and kayaks available for hire. Or if you need local advice on fishing, they have qualified staff and a mega tackle shop with heaps of bait, tackle, rods and gear to hire, so you can hook the catch of the day. Whether it's a hire for a day or a week, see the friendly, helpful staff at Robe Auto and Marine for your next fun day out. Open 7 days.
Amy's got the team pumped for another winning season, and JB, a pro at cleaning up Mad Mondays. But let's see what the 2021 Crown End team can do. Tommy G pours a schooner. No, wait, it should be a pint. Nice save there by Tin Man, but there's a commotion in the back. Christie's new lunch menu has the punters scrambling. Shea has the orders under control, with Alan Kim heading for the wings, while Heather adds depth to the back line. It's great team play that earns a smile from Whiskers. Hang on, he's asleep again. They're winners, they're grinners, and supporters of the mighty Kingston Saints. Kingston's legendary Crown Inn Hotel.
Kingston IGA is your one-stop local shop for all things fresh. From fresh local meat to fruit and veg, plus perfectly cooked chickens. And a variety of local fish on offer, fresh on fishing days, then conveniently available frozen all year, along with SA prawns and oysters. All on offer with IGA's price match guarantee, giving you value for money. Kingston IGA, supporting local and supporting you. Why not pop in today? 32 Holland Street, Kingston. Open 7 days.
For vehicle servicing and repairs in Robe, O'Halloran's Diesel and Marine will keep your motor running, car, four-wheel drive or truck. Your local Repco authorised service centre with fully qualified technicians using only quality parts and the latest diagnostic equipment. From a new vehicle logbook service to maintaining an old reliable workhorse, get peace of mind with Repco's nationwide warranty on parts and service. You'll feel safe on the road with their professional wheel alignment equipment and huge range of tyres, including the top-selling Toyo Open Country. Visit the team today at O'Halloran Diesel and Marine, 56 Robe Street Road.
HF Dicker & Son, the name to trust for over 80 years when it comes to transport. Offering daily freight services from Kingston, Robe, Adelaide and Mount Gambier, and weekly services from Melbourne. From general and bulk freight to wool, hay and tipper services. Plus, landscaping and garden supplies with soil, sand and concrete for any job around the home, farm, shed or council area, either pickup or delivery. The name to trust for over 80 years. HF Dicker & Son. Call today, 8767 2452.
The KNT Footy League.
That's the Flow Friday night sports show. Round 3 of matches in KNT football threw up, quite an interesting array of scores. And the great Sammy Graetz is on the line to tell us all about it. How are you, mate?
Very well, gentlemen. I must admit, if there's a few loose words that come out tonight, I've been at a charity golf day all day, Two Cocks Golf Day. But I'm here, I'm ready to roll, and I'm going to enjoy the conversation.
All right. Let's get the dump button ready here. But
beautiful, Sammy.
I'll tell you what, Keith enjoyed the conversation when they beat Bordertown 14-11-95 to 11-5-71. Keith are looking good and just going under the radar, Sammy.
Well, we thought they were going to be probably top 2 at the start, and they haven't been beating as many teams as I thought. But they are getting the job done, Wayne, exactly like you said.
Yeah, tell you what, Padthaway 2, 12-16-88 to Kybe Bowlight 10-6-66. Were you surprised, actually, that Kybe got quite close here to Padthaway in the end?
They did. We thought Padthaway might flex their muscles, but they didn't quite beat him by as much as we thought.
No, they did not. 22 points to the good. But, look, we've been hustling through to get to this one because Lucendale couldn't quite muster as many goals as Border District, but they beat them anyway. 9-16-70, straight out of the Sammy Graetz School of Goal Kicking. Border District's 10-3-63. Sammy, you got the boys over the line.
It was another nail-biter, and I'm very happy I'm a bald man because I wouldn't have any hair left. We've had some goal kicking drills during the week. But it was to Border's credit, they played very well. We just couldn't finish them off. We had very many opportunities, but it was one of those games that just kept going up and down. And last quarter we had the breeze, and we were lucky to come over the top of them.
Oh, you were. Williams 3, Logan 2. Nick came back to his absolute best. Quinn and Hampton were in the names there. Hampton with 3 and Quinn the best player for Border Districts. While that was this big win by Narracourt, 18-15, 123 to Penola, 4-10-34. Have Narracourt announced that they are right up there this year, Sammy?
I've actually had Zach Donnelly, the coach of Narracourt, around at my house again on Wednesday. He's floating the boat for Narracourt. He's very, very confident in his team. He thinks they've got the cattle, and I just played golf with him again today. He's saying Narracourt top 2 in the KNT. So that's a big statement today.
That's a lock, I reckon. I'm going to go with him. And on the back of Rory Taggart's work up front, 7 goals, former Maipalonga boy dominating. Wilson 4 as well. Walker 2, and then some singles for Penola, who are struggling. Walker, Merritt and Crab, they were best for Penola, with Taggart best on ground by a mile for Narracourt, so I'm told.
Oh, he was. But what about this? Graham Exel has called it, the mayor of the Tatiara Council, on the Country Viewpoint show with Jace Regan. He said that Kingston are the flag favourites because the Saints have marched in and won over Mundalla 12-6-78 to 5-7-37. The Saints have pumped everybody up. And Sammy Graetz, you called this the Saints to beat Mundalla, the upset of the season.
Well, it made me feel a lot better Saturday night, and I think I sent Jason Wayne a text message explaining my thoughts. But no, after watching them the other week, they are the real deal. It's just going to be whether they can sustain it over 12 months. That's the only question. To my mind, they look very good, and obviously showed it against Mundalla. And I think they were up 11 goals to 1 at three-quarter time, and took the foot off the pedal to let them actually score 4 goals in a row was the talk. So they should have probably beaten by more.
Right.
So they are flying.
Anytime you can do that to Mundalla at the Swamp, they haven't just beat them, they've beaten them comfortably. You are absolutely flying, and Kingston show no signs of letting up. What do you reckon, Sammy? Let's go into this week's round of matches. You're heading down to Bordertown this weekend.
We are, and look, we've had 2 wins at home. We've had a flogging away. I'm really hoping the boys just can travel away. We're on another big oval, but we've probably got the best side on paper that we've had this year. So I am confident in the side's ability, and I'm hoping that we can get the job done.
I can't see the Chooks doing the job there, even on their home deck. I think Lucendale will win that one, Flo, man.
Close one. Very close. Bordertown have recruited well, and they'll take it right up to Lucendale. Might just slide to the Navy side, but Border Districts, I'm not going to slide down to Francis for that one. I'm going to tip Mundalla to bounce back. Sammy, they will be angry after last week.
Well, I was talking to Spanner Hannaford, who's, I think he's still the club president at Borders, and he's got the unfortunate thing of following Kingston. So anyone that comes up against Kingston normally is probably going to get beaten, and then they have to cop the wrath the week after. So Borders played well against us, but I don't think they've probably got the skills to be able to run with Mundalla, so I'll tip Mundalla as well.
You'd have to think the Tigers will bounce back there. Speaking of Tigers, Kybe Bolite, well, they get to go to Kingston next and cop what's coming. Kingston show no signs of letting up. You'd have to say they go in roaring favourites.
Yes, it's going to be actually interesting to watch Kingston evolve over the years to see where they go and how they develop and, you know, what happens with injuries. But at the moment, you'd be a crazy man to tip against them.
Yeah,
absolutely flying.
Pathway going well at home. I think the Lions can get over Penola. Should win at home. Penola not the side they have been in the past, and the Merits that have been just so faithful servants down there. But I think Pathway have got the cattle now and the sheep and everybody else in the vineyard to come in and get the job done. But I'm going to ask you, this is the match of the round for mine, Sammy. Narracourt play Keith. This will be an absolute ripper as the Crow Boys come down the Riddock Highway to Narracourt.
This will be an absolute belter, actually. I'm looking forward to the result. Keith haven't really played anyone of substance yet, and I think this will be an interesting little measuring stick to see where these two sides are at. And look, I'm going to go with my mate. I'm going to go with the big Donalicious. I'm going to tip Narracourt. I reckon they're just building up nicely. They've got a good group of young fellas, and I'm going to back them against the Crows.
Mate, I'm all aboard. I'm on the Demon train here. All aboard Rory Taggart. Let's ride him to 100 to start with. And, I think the Demons are a good thing over the Crows.
Yeah, it's a big week, Sammy. Great to have you on your golf trip that you've held up very, very well. We didn't hit the panic button there at all. You have a great weekend at the footy and all the best down at Bordertown.
Thanks, fellas.
Bordertown Pumps and Refrigeration, servicing Bordertown and surrounding areas for nearly 30 years. And the team takes pride in being able to assist you with all your plumbing, irrigation and garden needs. From fittings, hoses and pipes to swimming pool supplies, water testing and ammunition supplies. Call into their new showroom and see on display pumps from Grundfos, Davey, Ongar and Southern Cross. Drop in and see Bordertown Pumps and Refrigeration's huge new location. 57 McClellan Road in the Bordertown Industrial Estate. Phone 8752 1959.
Wasn't my fault. It came out of nowhere.
Oh, no. Just my luck.
See that sign back there? Says low bridge. Whatever the reason for your car, truck, motorbike, tractor or even caravan accident, Ferguson Paint and Panel will fix it. Private or insurance repairs, no questions, no fuss. Ferguson Paint and Panel, Bordertown Industrial Estate or fergusonpp.com.au.
Vermeer & Brothers, in conjunction with Irrigation Industries at Keith, is a family-owned business providing irrigation solutions to Tatiara and Limestone Coast farmers. Supported by Valley, the world's largest pivot manufacturer and producer of the ultimate poly-lined pivot, they're also the largest turbine pump manufacturer in South Australia, with the ability to match pumps to Limestone Coast conditions. Improve your water efficiencies. Visit Vermeer & Brothers and Irrigation Industries at vermeerandbros.com.au.
Deb. Oh, wow, Joe, your place is so warm.
Yes, I know. We gave Peter a call at Kingston Electrical and Renovator Centre. He installed roller shutters and zip track blinds, great to warm our home in winter and keep cool in summer.
And just look at your new combustion heater.
Deb, it keeps our home so warm. It's a Regency Fire. You can get them inbuilt or freestanding.
Oh, and I love your new curtains.
They have blinds and curtains, even carpets and floor rugs. And we colour matched a new toaster and kettle set with the decor.
Joe, can we rain check the coffee? I'm off to check out a new floor rug.
Well, wait for me. I want to check out the new range of bedroom suites and mattresses.
Kingston Electrical and Renovator Centre, 33 Agnes Street, Kingston, South East.
At O'Connor's, our people are here to provide the equipment, technology and support for you to keep doing things better. When it comes to your sowing operation, we're currently doing early order deals on quality tillage brands. Brands including Horsch, Flexicoil and Horwood Bagshaw. Prepare early for 2022 with O'Connor's and benefit from early order deals. To learn more, visit our website or talk to your dealership today. O'Connor's, keep growing.
The River Murray, unstoppable. Just like the footy. River Murray Football.
Oh, yes, we're nearly at the end of another Flow Friday night sports show. Repeated 8 a.m. till 10 a.m. Saturday morning. If you've missed any of the show, you're just tuning in now, you can catch it both tomorrow and via our podcast, which is up on Spreaker right now, wherever you get your podcasts from. And you can also get it via our socials, Flow FM Australia. But let's talk River Murray football now. He's on the line, the man himself, Brig I nearly said Brig Bruce. Brig Bruce. I think he was in Lethal Weapon, wasn't he?
He was.
Briggs?
He was something like that.
Brucey, how are you, mate?
Grig, maybe that was what you were trying to say.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. How you going anyway, Brucey?
Oh, what a big week in River Murray football. One of the biggest weeks you've ever seen. And it was big because there were some big goal kickers, and none more so last week than Josh Scott from Jervois, who bagged double figures, and he smashed through 11, would you believe, as Jervois crushed Maipo by a massive 95 points. And look, it really is seeing the top three move right away from the bottom four in the competition, isn't it?
It is, Bruce, and that's probably not great for everyone, but we're just talking to Sammy Graetz about the efforts of Rory Taggart. He's having an absolute belter, and my Palonga have lost some big-name players out of their side from, say, 3 years back when they were really right up there in premiership side of things. So I think that this is the changing of the guard, but the Jervois are good recruiters. They always have been, and the local boys, like the two Klasky boys, both kicked a couple of goals to support Big Scott, and they were in the best three players. Ty Burkett was good too. Diamond was okay. Bazzani and Martin and Finlayson kicked goals for Maipalonga. Wilson and Altswager and Stegmaier, they're better players. Bruce, it is a changing of the guard.
Oh, it certainly is, and look, the wheel's always going to turn, there's no doubt about that. Look, as you said last week, I think Taggart kicked 7 down there for Narracourt, and then Mossy's up in the York Peninsula. I think he bagged about 9. So, look, you take two blokes out of a side like that, you're going to expect a 19-6 to 3-7 result. And look, Maipo's just in a rebuilding year, but look, Jervois take nothing away from them. They are going to be in that top 3. Moving on to the next game, Flo, man, it was another big one where Ramblers got over Meningie in the end. Look, they fought them off eventually, and they took the win in this one by 54 points. And it was young Jacob Trevorrow with 4, Callery with 3, whilst for Meningie it was just 2 to Greenwood. Better players for Ramblers were Clint Walker, again, back in the side, having a good season, young Pratty, and the ruckman Matt Hartman against his old club Meningie. Whilst for Meningie it was young fella Jai Hode Thompson, who they tell me is pretty handy, and Angus. So, look, it was one of the homegrowns down there, Will Angus. But, look, it was 2 good Ramblers in this one, and certainly cement themselves in that top 5.
What about the last game of the round, Brucey? Manham taking on Imperials, and they threw the proverbial kitchen sink at each other, and in the end it was the Roos.
Well, it was probably a shock result. I have to go down as one of my wrong tips because I think I tipped Imperials. Imperials probably out of the top 3 that I tipped, which was obviously Taylor Ben, Jervois and Imperials. I think I had the Imperials sitting up on top. So that is probably the only surprise at the moment. And, of course, Taylor Ben, they've sort of swapped positions of where I sort of predicted them at the start of the year. But, look, Manham had Dylan Ribbons, who was just on fire. He finished with 5. Isaac Hampel kicked 3. Young Reschke kicked a couple. He's going to be a good footballer, household name out there at Manham. Whilst for Imperials, Big Johnny up forward with another 7, and he's just banging them on each week, and really is playing some good footy up there, providing a target for the Blues. Montgomery kicked a couple. Better players for Manham. It was Keller in sensational form. Ribbons, as you'd expect, with 5, and young Louch. Whilst for Imperials, it was David Daish's son, Nathan, having a good season. Anderson and Montgomery, a couple of recruits to the club. But, upset win by Manham. by 21 points, which sees that ladder, boys, really starting to look very interesting, doesn't it?
Certainly does, and as you said, the separation of almost two divisions now, where the top three are sort of fighting it out for that double chance, and then the bottom four look like they're going to fight it out for the last couple of spots in the 5.
Talam on top there with 10, Jervois 8, Imps and Manham on 6. So we are probably getting a little ahead of ourselves. That Manham with that win over Imps, levelling it up for 3rd spot, equalling. Ramblers in 5th with 4, Maipo 2 and Meningie 0 as we predicted. Maipo and Meningie to finish outside of that 5, I think you'd have to be fair to say.
Oh, yes. Fair to say, Big Brucey, and fair to say this is the rivals round of footy in River Murray. It is the Battle of the Bridge. Imperials take on Ramblers. There's a battle of 3 bridges in Murray Bridge if they wanted to. They'll battle over it, though, when they come out to play at Johnson Park.
Oh, it should be an absolute ripper, shouldn't it? And it's the 90th year celebrations of the bridge sides, Ramblers and Imperials. And look, this should be an absolute cliffhanger. It's pretty hard to tip this one. These blokes in these games, they find that little bit extra. And and they'll do that in this match. They're playing for the rivalry, they're playing for the club. And this should be an absolute beauty. Looking at Imperials, look, they've got the general down back, Scotty McMahon. You throw in Big Boris up forward. He's just slotting them through with ease, picking up 6 or 7 a week. He's the one that Ramblers are going to have to stop. Have they got the person to stop him? The ruck should be pretty interesting with, of course, Hartman for Ramblers. He's going to come up against young Farnham. That should be an interesting duel right there. Go towards who could win the game. Look, Ramblers are just struggling with that dominant forward. I think they rely a lot on this Calorie and Walker and Co to sort of chip in with a few goals. Look, for me, Imperials just look too settled. They do have a couple of big guns out in Harrowfield and, of course, Louis Demichel. That'll bring them back to the pack a bit. But I think they've got more depth and should get the win here in the 90th year celebration by 21-30.
My Palonga will welcome Manham to town, and I think the Roos will bounce in and then bounce away with the 4 points fairly comfortably.
Oh, look, Manham should do that pretty easily, shouldn't they, against Maipo? Gee, you look at the sides on paper, there's just a lot of strength in that Manham side. I think Manham overall would be looking to see more out of their recruit, Tommy Lee Russo. Rivens is on fire. You've got Keller just dominating in the middle. They've got some good young kids coming through, Manham. You got the likes of Tabe and young Louch. Shellham back in the side. Maipo just rebuilding. They're going to revolve around their experience. Guys like Toddy Howson to lead from the front. Jake Holtman. Some of these boys are going to have to make an extra step, aren't they? But look, Manham look too good for me. Should run away 41-50.
Oh, look, I'll tell you what now. All roads, all ferries, all racetracks, every piece of the car, truck and
I think there's an aircraft carrier parking itself
in the Tailem Bend ferry area. Yep. It's all coming to Tailem Bend because the match of the season is on. It is the great rivals across the river. I can remember playing football for Jervois against these Tailem Bend Eagles and getting my head pretty well shoved into the Fly Park Oval, if I recall, Brucey. Tailem Bend played Jervois in the match of the season.
Oh, gee, Jace, he's getting pumped.
Look at him go.
Oh, what a big week in River Murray football. Do it.
Tailem would be just licking their chops at the moment. Refreshed, had a week off, Brucey. They're ready to go.
They should have played it out at the Motorsport Park. Put an oval in there and put it out there. It would have been a good curtain raiser. Look, nothing. I've played for both these clubs. And, look, there is no love lost, I can tell you. And, look, Tailem Bend will be looking to smelt to kick some goals for them. They've got this good connection of Rossi and Sumner. Nick Westos having a good season on the ball. You've got Benny Hansen dominating the half-back line. They just look very strong. Bell's really underrated. He can just put 3 or 4 goals on the board very quickly. Look, Jervois, they're going to look to strengths. I see Tyron Hill back in the side. McKay down back. You've got Gibson in ruck to give him first use of that footy. Tail and Bend, they'll have to find someone to stop Josh Scott up the forward line. That will be a big key in this match. There'll be some big matchups. These guys are going to lift an extra cog. They're playing for the Locken Cup. Look, picking a winner, it's not easy, Flo, man. I've changed about 4 times this week.
Well, tell us who.
Go for Tail and Bend in a cliffhanger, 1-10.
I'm on the Jerboys bandwagon, back to my home club, and just remembering how many times it was rubbed into the turf by the Tailem boys and then paid me out at school on the Monday morning after the defeat. I tell you what, this is a big weekend of River Murray. Big Brucey, we look forward to your comments further on it next week, and we'll catch up with you then.
Thanks, boys. See you next
We're
week.
not getting any younger, you know. So in the end, the decision to get the caravan we've always wanted wasn't hard to make. We're glad we visited Murray Bridge Caravan and Outdoor Centre first. Their exclusive range of new Willow and Montana vans, quality used vans and pop-tops is outstanding. You can grab parts, accessories and equipment, or for service and maintenance, there's a qualified technician on site. Check them out. Murray Bridge Caravan and Outdoor Centre, right by the lights at 100 Morris Road. More than just a caravan centre.
The Flow FM Friday Night Sports Show with Jason the Flow Man.
Oh, she's going to be a ripper.
Friday nights and repeated Saturday mornings 8 till 10.
So let's get to it.
We're the pride of South Australia. We're the might. Oh, sorry. You got me a bit. Keen. It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. Get excited! Showdown week in South Australia. Up those Crowies. Let's hope they get up, Flow man. Come on.
I'm
fire up.
Very disappointed with them last weekend. That shocking performance against those Giants, but they will get up against the Power. That is for sure. That at least they'll fire up. But I think the Power will still knock them over. It's Mother's Day this weekend.
It is. Happy Mother's Day to all mums. Make sure you look after mum on Sunday, and hopefully the Crows do the right thing by all mums on Saturday night.
And hopefully you get a new top. That yellow thing is unbelievably bad.
Now listen, Mum got me this, so you be nice.
I know, we talked about that last week, and I'm going to see you drop further down the AFL tipping ladder, and with myself going to the top of Dan Crouch, I'm going to take him on this weekend on the tipping. You'll be down at 5th or 6th, Collingwood falling apart right now.
Fair enough. That's what you reckon. It's been the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. Good luck to everyone this week.
And we'll catch up with you next week.